Welcome back, Alliance members, to episode 5 of the Pop Collectors Alliance podcast. Funko kills the queue. This is the only podcast on the internet devoted to returning collecting back to the pop collector. I am your host, Rick, joined by my co-host, Piper.
I'm magical. So, are we fixing to talk about Tony the Tiger?
Maybe.
That's the business we need to talk about.
Yes. And unfortunately, they did kill the queue. And we can thank Tony the Tiger and
we
Trix
said that we're
the Rabbit.
we're gonna track that back to Trix the Rabbit. That was the originator of the sin.
The ad icons throw everything off whenever they appear on the Funko shop.
That's a regular thing, right?
Well, the thing is, they're highly sought after collectibles anyways, tied back to Funko's origin. You had the Fruit Brute, the Yummy Mummy. You had Count Chocula, yeah, and then Frankenberry, to list just a few. But all of the ad icons typically do well because people are addicted to cereal ad icons, I guess. But they normally limit these pieces to 2,000 or 3,000 a piece. And when you combine that with the queue system that everyone hated, it just equals disaster. And a big thing with me, I want to give a disclaimer on the podcast this week. I'm going to be negative this week. Unfortunately, we always try to, if we're going to do something negative, sort of put our opposing view in there. There might be some of that, but it's just been a real negative week on Facebook and everything. So this episode might trend in that direction. It's not because I'm a negative person, because I'm not, but it's just covering these topics and they're negative this week. So if you don't like negative things, you can fast forward to the Finder series and enjoy
they
that.
don't need to fast forward. They need to just mute it and let it sit.
Yeah,
we need to listen.
We need the listens. No, but I apologize. They have killed the queue. It is done. Head chopped off. For now. Until they fix the problem. And
which they won't fix it.
There was a lot of good chatter on Twitter this week. Someone was on the Funko Twitter account. Well, not Funko Twitter account, but commenting on one of the tweets that Funko had and said, I would have liked this tweet, but I was number 5,467th in line. So unfortunately, I was unable to like the tweet. And then Funko tweets back and says, they reply and say, sorry, ouch, that hurts. We're sorry. We're really working on this right now. And what they decided to do is kill the queue and bring back the pop-up shop. The pop-up shop was used for, I believe it was used for San Diego Comic-Con and New York Comic-Con alike. And it's okay.
It's more Wild West. You just refresh the page and pray to your deity that you're gonna get one.
Yeah, and we're not gonna beat this topic up because we talked about it a lot last week, but I think the main takeaways from what we discussed last week, combining with them killing the queue this week, are this: is that if you're going to release a new piece of software, always remember to test it. Where's my beta testing at, y'all? Let's beta test this on Spriggly Wiggly, the tumblebee creature from the Washington Everett Forest.
Well, they're never going to sell out, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly, but they can test it. They can at least test it. And they can put a limit on it. They could just put a good one, Noob from Rick and Morty. I wish I could say his lines, but I can't. But
see, I think it would have been okay. One, I'm glad that they didn't do this during a major Comic-Con, because there would have just been absolute pandemonium and there would be just dead bodies around Funko headquarters, just like people rioting. So that's my first thing. The second thing is, I agree with you. They need to test this in like a non-vital time with a single item. Even after all this, the big red-haired
monster
Looney Tune. What the heck was his name?
It's like Red Monster or something.
No, it's not Red Monster. It has like, he's like a crazy name.
Yeah, Crazy Red Monster.
Gossamer. His name is Gossamer. They should have tested on that because that was a 3,000 piece, right?
Yes.
Okay. And Looney Tunes, people go crazy about Looney Tunes. So that would have been a prime time to test it. And if that first day went well, cool. Let's do it on the next pop-up that's going to be a 3,000 limited or a 200 piece Hikari or something like that. Well, nobody's going to buy Hikaris. So,
there's no demand.
We got to make sure we test it. We got to make sure we test it on the pop that people want. And then once you've done it for like 6 months, pretty seamless, that's when you roll it out to not Comic-Con. When you roll it out next Christmas and you're like, all right, this is how we're going to do it. And people are used to it by that point.
Yeah. And the thing is that you got to take in the feedback, right? And I think they did that. But here's where they did
it. They took in the feedback and destroyed their baby, and they're like, we'll make another one.
My name is John. I work for an up-and-coming startup company called Qville. Unfortunately, we've been terminated. Our contract has been terminated by Funko. But no, the thing is they took the feedback. They killed it. But just like you said, going a step further, they release an item every single Wednesday. It happens every Wednesday. They release an item on Wednesday. Whatever that item is, put it in this line. Test the system. Our thing is, let's put it in there so that each person can take a ticket. Let them get in line. The item is automatically put in their cart. And once it's in your cart, you can't go in with 4 or 5 computers, do something with the IP addresses, whatever you have to do with people. And I know there's ways around everything. As soon as I say this, every time I automatically come up with 10 ways that people can work their way around it. You're never going to get a perfect system. You can take the feedback and perfect something. Don't give up just because it didn't work one time.
I would be really happy with something that was at least 75% fair, because then, most people will be content with it. And I think the queue system is in the right direction, but essentially what it broke down to is I don't feel like it was thought out. And what it equated to was Funko was like, all right, here's a bunch of products. We're going to throw them up in the air and some people are going to get them. And then everyone else is going to be real mad. So let's try this out. Let's see how this goes. Well, they put it in like put pops in a t-shirt cannon. They just fired them at people because, you're number 4 in the line and the person right behind you is number 7,000 and that guy is 100 million. You're never going to get anything. That's what happened. And it's a good structure. It's just they need to keep at it. And I really hope that Funko doesn't just like walk away from this as a defeat and they're just like, we'll just go back the way we used to do it. Because there needs to be a better system. And I know you say you like the pop-up shop method of just refreshing the page until it's like it opens and then you have to pray that you can check out fast enough. I think that there's a much better way to do it. And it's just going to take some research and some practice and maybe eventually we'll get there.
And I think the 75% target that you have set, I think that's a reasonable, fair target that they could hit. Let's make 75% happy people out there, customers, and then 25%, you're just going to have to bite the dust. And there's always those people. And the biggest thing that you get online is like, this is the only item in Funko I have ever wanted, and I could not get it. Well,
that's code. That is code for, I know this is going to sell for a lot on eBay, and I'm mad that I didn't get it.
Well, some people are genuine with it, but it just annoys me.
Who is genuine with that?
It annoys me.
That is an awful, awful excuse.
It annoys me.
Why can't you just suck it up and say, man, I missed out. Maybe next time, or I'll go buy it or I'll trade for it.
Dude, I do this all the time. I don't get mystery. We collect mystery minis religiously. And I'll tell you one thing. These items could get like super, super, super rare. 1 in 72 Hot Topic exclusives. 1 in 72 Target exclusives. They're hard to find. Buckbeak from Harry Potter's worth $150 right now. He's in an auction that is going to sell for over $200. I have to bite the bullet sometimes. I couldn't find Bellatrix. I had to pay $25 for her. But you know what? I paid for her. And a lot of times I pick up extra mystery minis so that they can sell. And we're going to get to this later on in this podcast. And I apologize if this podcast runs on because I got a rant coming up in our collector story of the week this week. But I'm not going to beat that to death here. Funko, you're doing the right thing. I'm going to say that. You may have made a mistake, but everybody makes mistakes. Take the good and the good from each area, put them together, and find that compromise between the queue and the pop-up shop, and you'll do fine. And test it leading up to San Diego Comic-Con so you get it right. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, my best friend, my good buddy, my fellow and mentor, I wish all of this was true, but it isn't. Chris Hardwick had a terrible pop situation. Now, that's to say the least.
Oh, God.
If you don't know who Chris Hardwick is, he hosts The Talking Dead, and that's it. He does way more. He runs Nerdist. He's got a lot of things going on. Most people can identify him with The Talking Dead, unfortunately, because if that's all you know him from, you need to check out the other stuff that he offers, because Nerdist have a great line of podcasts out there. But Chris Hardwick announced on The Talking Dead this week that he would be releasing a pop on his idiot.com website, ID10T, and it would be limited to 1,000 pieces. Now, he said not all 1,000 pieces were going to be there, or it was announced that they weren't. There was only going to be around like 600, 627 or so. I don't know what the exact number is, but 100 were going to be signed, given out with t-shirts that were sold randomly. 100 were given away to the audience members, and then the rest were reserved for friends and family. Hopefully his friends and family are not flippers. I'm going to give it to Cousin Jimmy up in Tennessee.
Cousin Jimmy needs $350 so he can go buy a new bathtub for the yard.
Yeah, let's hope that's not the case. But anyways, 627 were released online on his website. 627 sold out in 30 seconds. Oh, but guess what? The website aired out and 627 were available 2 minutes later.
They're like, we didn't sell those. We found another case of them.
And this continued for approximately 90 minutes. So I don't even know how many they sold.
I want to add a side note here. The fact they also, the next day, they replenished. I got an email and they're like, hey, we got more in stock. So I was like, what? Okay. So I was too late to waste my money and have to get a refund because they didn't exist. So yeah, the website went crazy. Back to your story.
No, you're fine. That's perfect, because I wanted to touch on that too. Is like 1,000 turned into 10,000 very quickly.
Was it 10,000?
No, I don't know how many they ordered, but I'm sure 90 minutes of just refreshing, and everybody out there's like, get myself 1,000 pop limited edition pop. I'm gonna sell this SOB for $279. So
that's
you could only imagine
specific number.
I know. I just pulled that out of nowhere. That came from nowhere.
Cousin Jimmy pulled it from nowhere.
There you go, Cousin Jimmy. But see, the situation here is they oversold, right? So they're going to go back, and Chris Hardwick had made an announcement. They're going to do something to right their wrong. And I think in this case, what's going to happen is they're going to release like a common pop and offer that. Maybe it's limited. Maybe it's just a common. But either way, I think that Chris Hardwick's going to do right. He's always been that type of guy. Hopefully he signs them all, because I would love to be one of those people that gets a signed pop.
True.
But I typically look at when everything releases on Facebook and I see, oh, there's 1,000 of those items. Oh, wait, when was this posted? 26 minutes ago. Forget about it. I don't even try to go to the website. I just hope that they can remedy that situation. I think they've got a good plan ahead. They've had situations like this in the past where problems have happened. James Gunn with his pop and somebody buying 50 of them, and then him turn around and like doing signed pops, like a 10 pop giveaway or something like that he did after the tomfoolery that happened with his pop and the bot that the person used to buy 50 of them. I think Funko needs to take a step further when it comes to items like this. If it's in their control, in their swim lane, Funko shop, they should go through the orders. It won't take long to find out who has the same address and where it's going. So if someone has the same address and there's multiple pops there, cancel the friggin' orders. The end. Item fixed.
There hasn't been a history of that with Funko, has there? Where they'll actually remove orders from people.
No, because I was able to order multiple ones before. I've done that and helped friends out, or actually supplemented collections that I sell at conventions. And I bought like 2 of an item before and got it from the Funko shop and have been able to do it. And, more power to it. We're helping the community out. And if we can do that, that's good, but not everybody's helping the community out. So that's a situation you put yourself in. But Chris Hardwick, I hope that everything gets ironed out. I'm sure it will. You do a good thing with Funko. You get a limited pop. I know you're going to do right by your fans. The last positive item, because it's so positive, my damaged Toys R Us shipment.
Damaged is a nice word for it.
Yes. And we've all heard the lore.
We've all hoard
the Lord. We've all heard the lore of someone getting sent a pop in a manila envelope. And I said, oh, that's not real. You just put a busted pop in an envelope and said, look what was shipped to me. And I doubted some of the claims, but you know what? I have to make an apology. If you have received a pop in a manila envelope, I feel your pain. Toys R Us decided to send Queen Barrel, which is a Sailor Moon exclusive pop, through Toys R Us. Not for me. And I know a lot of you are saying, hey, sure, it's not for you. It is for my wife. She did comment on the post on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Pop Collectors Alliance. Drop. Showed our missing spot on our shelf. But yes, it was sent in a manila envelope. And the pictures are on our Facebook page too of the damage and destruction that ensued. But it's got bubble wrap on it. that protects it.
Is that what the customer service told you?
Yeah, well, they said that the pop was sent in a bubble wrap envelope, and that because it was sent in a protected envelope, that should have protected the pop. And I was like,
yeah.
Obviously, this is somebody that's not in a general vicinity of 4,000 miles in the United States. It's somewhere where they've never heard of a pop before in a call center far away.
I think you're talking about a soda.
Yeah. Oh, Coca-Cola in a manila envelope. That's fine. It'll be great. No.
It's like that's one step away from them just shoving it in like a Walmart. I mean, in a Toys R Us like shopping bag and stiffing the shipping label on it and throwing it out.
And they just wrap it with the postal service tape, and they just like throw it down there, and they're just kicking it around on the floor. And you know what, Toys R Us, to be fair, you've done me right. I've got a lot of pops from you that were in excellent shape. You messed up this time. You refunded me. Unfortunately, Queen Barrel is sold out. Thanks a lot. But maybe I can find them in stores. But for me, I get a pop that looks like someone used it to, like the 3 seashells called Demolition Man.
Oh,
So, Toys R Us, that's a bad on you. You are definitely not on my good side this week. There you go, Toys R Us. You get a good from me. All right, the last thing before we get to our Finder Series Volume 4, FYE, For Your Entertainment Fi. I want to announce the Pop Collectors Alliance first cost plus shipping event. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. This event will be awesome. It'll be amazing. You're hearing this on Saturday morning, December 16th, or Saturday afternoon.
September?
I said December.
December. Yes, we're in December.
Yes, you're hearing this Saturday morning, December 16th, or in the afternoon or whenever. Hopefully you listen to this episode before the 17th, because if not,
it's going to be 2 weeks later, and they're like, oh, I'm going to go buy some pops from them.
But the good news for you, we're going to do another one, so that'll be fine. Coming
every
to you
week
live.
We're going to do one.
Every week? I'm going to run out of pop very quickly if it's every week.
You need to. My wife told me today, she's like, you need to get rid of these faster.
That will not take long in this event, hopefully.
Well, yeah, we have a good lineup of stuff. Are we going to reveal what we have? I know we posted some of them, but not like the super awesome stuff. And I didn't share any of my stuff.
Yeah, I shared most of my stuff. There are a couple pieces, and I'm going to announce it here because I've said this. I've alluded to it a couple times. The rare piece that we're going to offer at the first cost plus shipping live event. I need a drum roll. There you go. Is a Chase Crota from Target. Yes, everyone. Again, thank you.
And a Planet Really Vegeta.
No, hopefully that drowns you out with the audience clapping.
Every time.
No, there's no Planet Aurelia Vegeta. It's not happening. Not happening. You know, if you want to pay me the cost of what it's worth, that's fine. Because that's what it's worth to me too. Honestly, probably $500 more than that.
Another one.
Yeah. I have a bad history of selling grails. If I don't want to sell something, I'll price it like $50 to $200 more than what it's worth because I don't want to sell it. I like to do conventions where I put my grails up and people can look at them and say, man, I've never seen this pop before. This is super awesome. And then they take the grail and then they look at it and they give it back to me. I made a mistake with my San Diego Comic-Con Ghost Rider and he's forever gone because someone paid like $100 more than he was worth. I was like, no, I have to sell it.
If you're at a convention, people are prepared to throw the money at you because they want stuff.
Yeah, and my problem is that I price everything super low and I give everybody super deals. And so I but it's okay. I'm glad because I like to see the smiles on collectors' faces. Remember that kid when we were in Austin? There was a little kid. He kept coming by and buying stuff. I was like, you know what? I'll just throw in that one for free.
So much money.
Yeah,
he spent so much, and he was just going to his dad like, Dad, can I get some more money? They had this other really cool thing I need.
But he got all of the pop that he wanted, and I even threw like a couple in for basically free. So that's good for him.
Cool kid.
Yeah, he was really cool and very knowledgeable about the product, which really stoked me up. I was like, man, that's awesome. You got to check out our podcast. So I hope he's listening. And
back on track now.
Yeah, back to the cost plus shipping event. So the rules we're going to announce here. We're going to do a little small video between now in the first event to sort of give you this, but we'll go over the rules. Basically what happens is you will see everything on a shelf. It will have a number. It will have a price associated with that number. If it's an item that you want, we'll do them in little lots. So a lot of like 5 pops at once. You comment with a number that you want your name put into the hat. It won't be a hat. It'll be a jar. We'll put your name down and we'll put that in the drawing. We'll draw it live. You have to be present to win the item. If you win the item, that means you get it for cost plus shipping. Shipping for us will be $4.50 for all pops except for I think one. And if it's different shipping, we'll announce it.
We have 1 6-inch that we're giving away that I'm not going to say, but it is a vaulted one.
So if it's different shipping, we'll let you know. We'll try to put that out there. But again, the prices will be on the pops. It will be cost to us. There'll be some pops that'll be cheaper than what you could get them in stores. There'll be some at retail. Some of them may cost a little more than what you could pay because we had to pay for shipping to ourselves. We're not going to defer a lot of that cost to you. I think Beerus might be one of those that are in that situation because it was a expensive pop to get to me. It's like $6 or $5 in shipping, but whatever it costs
like
to get to
$26.
Yeah. So, I mean, $30 for Beerus or 20
for a $50 pop.
Yeah. And maybe I'll throw in free shipping on mine for that. I don't know yet, but again, you have to be there. Your name gets drawn. You have the option to buy that. If the person is not there, we will draw the next name. We will draw a name until we find someone that will buy it. Depending on the people there, we'll gauge about the limit of what you can win for cost plus shipping, because I don't want to give everything away to like 2 or 3 people, but I won't mind giving away to multiples, to 2 or 3 people if we don't have a lot of people there. So tell all your friends. I know you're saying you're not going to tell your friends because you want to be the only person there, but still, there'll be a lot of items and there will be giveaways at the end. So stay tuned for that. Sunday, December 17th, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Check your local listings for the time. I want this to be like a movie. I mean, a TV thing. But again,
it's -6 GMT. So figure that out. But that's for the European. Are we shipping overseas? I don't think we ever addressed that.
For the first one, unfortunately, we will only do US only. Maybe Canada too.
All you space people that live over the pond, you don't get them.
But next time we'll be able to do overseas stuff. So I'll just throw in there, but you'll have to pay the shipping. That's it, because it's cost plus shipping. So it could be $12 for you. But hey, a lot of those pops, even though you're paying $12 in shipping, you're still getting it for cheaper than you can get it online. So there you have it. It's a deal for you either way. So tune in. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Pop Collectors Alliance. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Pop Alliance Pod. Those are the places where you'll get the most information, most up-to-date information of what's going on, deals and everything, day-to-day deals, placeholders, all the hunting news that you can get and receive. We got a good Instagram following. We got a good Facebook following, low Twitter following, but we're working on that.
We don't care about Twitter.
We don't care about no Twitters. Most of our information is posted on Facebook because we're members of lots of groups. I try to credit groups when I find stuff. If I find stuff myself, I'll just put it up there. So without further ado, Finder Series Volume 4, FYE. Now the disclaimer we give every week is when we rate these stores, they are based on our own experiences, the experiences of our friends or people that we see in online groups. This is not to single out employees or individual stores. However, it might. We will not single them out, but we are talking about our stores in most cases. So you know who you are out there, but no, still, disclaimer. This is not a direct reflection on employees. Do not take it personal. This is professional. And we are only talking about pops here. So if you don't deal with pops in your store, don't take it to offense, because maybe you're the best bacon store in America.
Is FYE carrying bacon now?
Nope, not in this case, but Walmart last week, they carry bacon.
Oh yeah. Well, Walmart is they're just terrible in general.
So
that's the not a collective opinion.
The pros. I'm keeping all this in there. I'm not even going to edit this episode.
Pros, no bacon.
Pros, no bacon. Pros. Thank you very much. Thank you. FYE 5 for your entertainment, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go by 5 for this, for my portion. Has a huge selection of pop. Compared to the size of their store, this can make up anywhere from 20 to 30% of their whole floor space. So needless to say, Fi has the easiest to find pop out there because they're in every corner, every nook, every cranny, anywhere you can think of in the store, they're there.
Now, unfortunately, their exclusives tend to be kind of average. But with regard to some of their rare pieces, especially the convention exclusives, they are usually really, really nice. That's Zack Ryder. That's what I'm talking about.
Leanna Mormont. So many that I can point out. They typically are a notch above other stores. Online sales of exclusives here are great, primarily because you can pre-order these. Also, you can go in store and pre-order them too, but you can order them online as long as you have that placeholder. So they do a really good job of pre-orders for their exclusives.
Just like we praised Hot Topic for, employees here are very familiar with the product and they take a really, really good care of them. And I can't speak enough how important that is. I can't deal with going into a store and it's just they disrespect the hobby and the craft. And it makes me furious.
Unfortunately, they have a lot to deal with when it comes to the mail and the UPS here too, because a lot of these stores that carry a lot of pops, they get a lot of damaged pops because the UPS and those places don't take great care of it. That's not really a negative. I just wanted to say we're not saying that it's because the employees, it's just out of their hands, but they do have a large variety of pop too. A huge selection of exclusives, huge selection of exclusives here.
Probably one of the coolest things about FYE is they tend to set up booths at local conventions where you can get stock that was either really short demand or just the really, really awesome pieces, like the FYE Pennywise with the scary teeth and then that glow-in-the-dark Reptar.
Yeah, they did that at Dallas Fan Days for us, right?
Yeah, they're there. You got me the Pennywise because I didn't get there till super late, but I did not get a glow-in-the-dark Reptar, which I wish I would have because it was awesome.
They sold out to most of the vendors there, and then everybody turned them around and sold them to people. But I did not do that.
I still got mine. Mine's in my studio.
Yeah, mine's actually saved for you guys. I kept one for myself, and then I bought one because I knew I was going to do this podcast, and that's going to be on the Cost Plus Shipping event. So check that out. The cons. They get the golf clap. The cons. Now, when you have a lot of pop, it's hard to face it to the customer. It's hard to display it. And that's true here. I know this personally when I do conventions. It's hard to face everything to the customer. And it's hard to put it in a way that it's safe because even I put things face up on tables and people just rip them off at tables. They knock them off the back every time because they lean forward and knock everything over. But in their case, they have a lot of pop and it's typically sloppily organized. Sloppily.
Is that a word?
Yeah. It's
all right.
I don't think so. It's
fun.
But it's okay.
Fine for this.
It makes sense.
People know.
You have to dig for pop too. I mean, because they're stacked 7 high and 7 deep. I always find that I find a pop that's one I want, but it's damaged. So then I got to dig. And I've seen people in there searching for something. And a lot of times they put everything to the side and then you got this huge stack of pop on the floor and this ginormous hole in the center of their display. So it's hard to dig for them.
I get frustrated in situations like that. I start looking and I get like a couple rows in. I'm just like, I'm never going to find anything. And I just leave. I give up. I put the surrender flag. I surrender. Yeah, exactly. Another con. Exclusives can consist of a large number of just 2 packs of commons that nobody wants to buy. So they shoved them in a box and made them special.
I don't get this.
A lot of stores do it though. They're not the only ones. It tends to be bookstores. You notice that?
Well, BAM, Barnes and Noble, and FYE. They just do. They take a pop, and it's just common pops. They're not special. FYE had Voldemort, Harry Potter, Piccolo, Gohan. Too many to mention. Where they put all these pops together, they're just a common pop on its own. Throw it into a box to put them together, and then you're like, oh, well, they number it differently, so now you got to get it because you want to complete your collection. I think BAM did the Weasley brothers, or maybe that was Barnes & Noble. But Barnes & Noble actually did it with a 3-pack of Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione. So that's a step further of that. But you have to get it because you want the whole collection.
Yeah, Barnes & Noble also did a She-Hulk one. It was like She-Hulk and someone else. I don't remember who it was.
And it's just frustrating because there's nothing special about these 2-packs. Sometimes they do. They'll put they had the Joker and Harley Quinn. It was a 2-pack FYE exclusive, but they were metallic. So more of that. Let's do more of that, guys. You're going to do a 2-pack. Let's make it enticing for me to purchase. Other than saying,
we could be like Hot Topic and just like open it up and just throw some glitter in there and close it.
Oh, this is a diamond series. It's $14.50.
Diamond series. I had some spray adhesive and a bucket of glitter.
Yeah, I had put 12 cents of glitter on this pop, and now
it's $3 more expensive.
And you can't get it on sale either. That's what's so ridiculous about it. They don't bundle up to the buy 3 for 27 deal or 3 for 30 or whatever.
Yeah, they're more because that's 14. It's only 14 and under. So you're like,
just how convenient this pop is $14.50. Inventory tracking here is non-existent. You're not going to find anything. There's no brick seek for FYE. I wish there was. A lot of times you really rely heavily on the employees in the store, getting to know them, making your face and name known because you're in the store a lot. You're a collector. You want to know when they're getting things. You have to rely on them, but most of the time you're just waiting outside the store for an roundabout date that they're going to release something. So good luck there.
I am fairly confident that a blind person runs their website.
We're sorry, blind people. You can do great things.
You can, but one of them is probably not managing a website, a visual aspect of the website.
Exactly.
Because a lot of the products have no image. They're mislabeled. They're just all insane, crazy out of whack. And that is a huge issue, I think.
They typically put their store logo on the images too. Image not yet released. Image not yet released. Yet, if you were to go online and Google FYE exclusive Norman Bates, it pops up. But for some reason, they don't get it loaded on their site. Yes,
it should just say instead of image not yet available. It should say FYE not enough effort.
Google it. Good luck.
You find it. You know what it looks like. You're collecting these.
Yeah, no. And if I'm an employee and I'm working on the website, there's one thing you have to do. You only have to do one thing. Go to the Funko Twitter feed because they have the pictures of each individual pop all the time. And you could just pull it directly off of there. But no. Too hard for them. Another thing I wanted to put on there, a little caveat too, with the online store. If you don't have a placeholder, you're not going to find stuff here. You can go and search X pop and it doesn't show up. And a lot of times Hot Topic does this too. And it's something I forgot to mention last week is if I go in and I search for Rose Goku Black, it does not pop up. But yet if I mirror it by happenstance, come across the placeholder on Facebook and I click it, wow, it's there and it's in stock. What is wrong with them? And I think it has to do with, we're going to release this on Monday, but oh wait, it went live and people found out about it. To tag onto that as well. Release dates are always sketchy here, just like most stores, with the exception of Hot Topic, GameStop. Release dates, never. Just don't stick to it because Pennywise was supposed to come out and I think it was like 4 weeks late at 5. So don't count on release dates.
FYE rarely offers deals on exclusives. And they can be expensive compared to other stores. So be prepared.
They do a big thing where they try to give you deals on their commons, like buy 3, get 1 free, buy 2, get 1 free, whatever they do. They do
buy 3 deals pops that nobody wants.
Well, they also do deals like buy 1, get 1 75% off. But their pops are priced at $12.99 or $11.99. So you're getting a pop for a decent price, like $8 a piece. They do a decent deal there, but you're not going to get, every time I try to get deals on their exclusives, they're never on sale. Now, this may be different for other stores. Maybe it's a regional thing. A lot of our stores around here don't offer deals. And to sum up the cons here, and it might sound like a lot of cons, but these really aren't. I'm nitpicking on a lot of these items. But there's a select number of stores. Unless you live near a big city, you're not going to find a FI store, with the exception of my hometown. You don't have one?
I don't have access to one. No. The closest one is Dallas.
Wow. Yeah, we have, I think, 3 in this area now. 3 stores in this area, and 2 of them were built within the last year, maybe, I want to say. So that's a metroplex of, I don't know how, I mean, it's huge. It's Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, everything that comes in between. You got 3 stores. So you're relying heavily on online sales here and very little on in-store because most times people are going there. So with all of that being said, Fi is a surprisingly good retailer when it comes to pop. With a large selection of pop, availability to pre-order exclusives in-store and online, and a larger than average exclusive selection at FYE, gets a good amount of positive points here. However, and I don't like to say it, but it's the truth, poor organization of the product, whoever's running their website
may have vision impairment.
Yes. He's got the Coke bottle glasses. With little or no deals on exclusives, Fi receives a final score of 6 out of 10, which is not bad. I mean, that's better than Target. That's better than Walmart. I think they bridge the gap.
Well, a shoe full of water is better than Walmart with pops. So that's not saying a whole lot.
A shoe full of water.
But FYE, you're doing great. You're doing a great job. Keep it up.
A 10-month-old ice cream sandwich that's been sitting in the sun is better than Walmart. That is our rating. Tell us what you think at Pop Alliance Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Also, email us info@popcollectorsalliance.com. I haven't checked our email, so I need to do that. I don't think we got anything, though. I think we're safe there. But still, we want to hear from you. Tell us what you think. Tell us if you agree or disagree. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/popcollectorsalliance. Tell us what you think of our rating of Fi. Now, down to the fun stuff. Fi, where to find them? Again, disclaimer, store layouts vary, but generally in this situation, the bulk of the collection is located at the front of the store or the left of the store. Depending on how your store is oriented in the mall, that's how it falls. Most stores also place pop on the sales floor too. This is much like Hot Topic, but in Fi's case, a lot of times they have little sections dedicated to things and they can move around. And they have little tiny end caps that have pops on them as well. Most notable is like Harry Potter, the WWE, horror, or Dragon Ball Z. Okay, convention exclusives are just like any store in a mall. They have a section dedicated to them. This typically tends to be at the front of the store. They have a little table there. They put all of their convention exclusives on. If they don't release them a day early like they did last year and sold them all before I could even get to the store, thank you very much. But they typically put them at the front of the store.
Mystery minis and other blind boxes are typically kept on display on the sales floor, usually adjacent to the register or spread throughout the store into dedicated sections so you can never find them.
And that leads us to our hunting tips this week. Get to know your FYE employees. Rely heavily on Facebook groups or friends there. Sometimes there are Fi Facebook pages for individual stores, however, not in our area. Unfortunately, there's a limited amount of stores here, so you almost always need to rely on friends. Phone a friend if you want to get something here from the store if you can't find it online. But again, get to know your Fi employees. Let them know that you're a collector. Let them know that you're interested in exclusives. They can call you and let you know when they're there.
Next hunting tip, make sure that you cover the entire store. And I generally have said this about all of the stores except for Hot Topic. FYE is going to put stuff everywhere, mainly because it's a large portion of their product, honestly, and it's an easy way for them to fill in space. So always remember to check everywhere, even in discount bins, in the bathroom, under the sink, wherever. Just make sure. They're probably not pops under the sink. If they are, you need to go talk to the manager because some employees trying to hide chases.
You go behind the register and you're just like searching through their cupboards.
I'm looking for pops under here.
The Pop Collectors Alliance told me to look everywhere.
They said it was okay to come behind the register. You can contact them at Pop Alliance Pod. So yeah, just make sure you're checking every imaginable place in this store.
Now, typically I don't do this, but since Fi does not have a ton of tips, we like for you to go to our website, popcollectorsalliance.com, to get the expert hunting tip in our show notes. But this week, it's a little bonus to you guys because I am being so negative. I would like to bring a positive out here. So our expert hunting tip of this week, the one and only, get to know the delivery schedule. This is key for FYE, Fi, for your entertainment. I love saying all three of them because it just is fun. Most stores in the mall have a specific schedule for their delivery, and it typically comes between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. You didn't hear that from me. You didn't hear from me. But anyways, find out when your FYE store is getting their delivery. Show up because there's no policy that prevents you from being able to buy it as it directly comes off of the truck. So if it's there, you see it, get it. Get to know your delivery schedule. And this also shortens the window by giving you that time frame. Shorten it even further if you know your employees. My store is between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. typically. Holiday season, it may be later, but it shortens my window there, and it also increases my chance of getting that item that you want, especially hard to find exclusives that they have.
Online hunting tip. Use placeholders from groups. And that's kind of a thing that we've been suggesting this whole time, is just find local groups, whether they're groups that are dedicated to FYE or if it's just, whatever your local Funko group or even a large national one. They are going to be key to finding these placeholders. FYE's website is, like we said, is a big mess. And, we personally really rely on them when we're trying to pick anything up. And not just for FYE, everywhere, but especially with FYE.
Yeah, and like we said, searching is never enough in these situations because a lot of times it releases. People find out when it goes live before it's even displayed on their search for their page. So the placeholders are key so that you can make sure that you get the product that you want. Those are our tips for this week. Tell us how we're doing. Give us your own tips. Let us know. If you know something else that we don't know, if you've cracked the code of FYE, let us know at info@popcollectorsalliance.com. Now, FYE, where are the deals? Unfortunately, there's not a ton of deals here, but they, like I said earlier, they have good BOGO deals on Common Pop, but rarely deals on their exclusives. I've seen buy one, get one 50% off, buy two, get one free, buy three, get one free, buy two, get one 75% off. They always have BOGO deals there. It varies from time to time, depending on what they're selling. But again, they always have good BOGO deals. And also, don't forget about their loyalty program, Backstage Pass. I looked it up before I got on here. Unfortunately for you, it is a $25 a year membership. However, you get 10% off in-store and online. Unfortunately, it's not like Barnes & Noble. If I could push anything to you, it would be Barnes & Noble's membership because you get free shipping on everything online when you have that. That is huge. No matter what time of year it is, you get free shipping with your Barnes & Noble membership, and it only costs $25. And you get 10% off all the time. Bonus. You get 20% off from the Backstage Pass on your birthday, and you get bonus discounts emailed to you. And this should have been also a negative. This is the only way you get emails from upcoming releases, is if you're a Backstage Pass Platinum membership. Now, there's also a VIP membership where you pay $12 a month where they give you deals at other retailers. But I highly recommend not paying $12 a month to a store so that you can buy stuff there also. So if you don't,
this is a pyramid scheme.
Yes. Throw your money at us.
If you refer 3 friends, we'll let you know when the pops are coming out.
Exactly. If you refer 3 friends and you pay us $25 a year, good news for you. We'll tell you when we have things in stock. Unfortunately, it'll be a day after it releases, so you can't buy it.
And they're sold out.
So that is our Finder Series Volume 4 on FYE. Let us know how we're doing. I'm only going to say it one more time. Twitter and Instagram @PopAlliancePod, Facebook.com/PopCollectorsAlliance, info@PopCollectorsAlliance.com. Those are all the ways that you can reach us. And now, our collector's story of the week. Breaking news. Breaking news on the Flipper Free Funko. I just messed that up because it's 3 F's, alliteration. Flipper Free Funko. Story of the year. Yeah. Wow. Now, this is something I saw today offhandedly. Now, I'm a member of this group. I'm not going to use people's names here. If you are a member of Flipper Free Funko, you know what I'm talking about, because what happened here triggered everyone on the internet.
Gonna change the world.
627 comments almost immediately. I was watching Star Wars today and I was reading comments from this. This is how good the comments are. But still, what happened is an admin from this group, to not be named.
We'll call her Trevor.
Yeah. So Trevor went to another group and waffled a pop. And this triggered me because we need to talk about raffling. Raffle waffle. You call it waffle so it doesn't come across as a raffle on Facebook. We're going to talk. Next week's episode is going to be dedicated to waffling. We're putting the Finder series on hold. The following week, we'll return the Finder series. That'll be GameStop and ThinkGeek. But next week, I gotta get this off my chest. Waffling and what it means to the Funko community and my opinions behind this. So this admin goes to another group and raffles off a pop, because that's what you're doing. You're raffling off a pop. And even now in a lot of the waffle groups, they physically raffle things off with tickets. So it's just a freaking raffle.
I saw that. Why did they switch from doing like randomized number generation to actual?
Because
raffle?
People think that can be
manipulated.
Yes, exactly. So,
which it can be, but
I agree with the method of raffling by ticket.
That's fine.
I want to put a disclaimer out here. I have raffled off things. I have also participated in them just to be part of that community and see how it is. I have won items, so you can judge me as you will. Unfortunately, I never just go buy an item and just waffle it. I've never done that. I do it typically for my bigger items, and I don't put a huge markup on the price of those items because I just want to get PPG for it. And I think it gives people an opportunity to win something for less than what it's worth, but it also pushes out like a negative, I don't know, a negative opinion of people. Like it causes people to gamble, and maybe sometimes people have problems with that and they spend more money than they have trying to win these things. But back to the story. Trevor goes to another group, puts a waffle up for a specific pop. I believe it's a glow in the dark Mickey Mouse box lunch exclusive.
Is it the Sector 13
chase? With a key in the hood that glows in the dark. I don't know Kingdom Hearts that well, but waffles it off for $110. Now flipper free Funko. Of course you see that. Being an admin of that group, people went ballistic. And some guy goes into that other group, obviously a guy that probably participates in waffles or is just MacGyver or frickin' whatever he is, and try to take everything into my own hands. I think, and this is my personal opinion. You can agree or disagree, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate on this, but I really don't care. I try to stay on the middle ground on this, but this just infuriates me. It's none of your freaking business. I don't care if she's an admin or not. She can do what she wants to with her life. If she's not putting it in your group, then why do you care? You stand on your moral high ground. I know so many people that stand on a moral high ground. That's a box of freaking cards, dude. That's what it is. And they fall every time because people go out there and they say this stupid, ridiculous stuff. And this is going to contradict a little bit from episode 1, but I don't care. I've got to get this off my chest. Go on there and say, but if you trade, then it's not flipping. Dude, you're going to a store, you're buying a $12 pop with no intentions of keeping it, going and trying to trade for somebody for a $500 pop. Get a freaking life. Don't sit here and tell me that it's fair. Oh, it's fair. It's not fair, bro. What's fair is that you shut your mouth. And if she's abiding by the rules of the group, get over it. Don't sit at your house every day, whine and complain, act like a freaking boss on Facebook, and try to ruin people's lives. You're talking about a group of 3,000 people divided, have you, but still trying to attack somebody because you're trying to put them on blast and be a hero. You're not being a hero, guy. People can choose whether or not they want to participate in waffles, and it's her choice to do that. Get out of here. This whole soapboxing thing on this group, it infuriates me because everybody out there has sold a pop. Everyone out there has sold a pop. You can even make an argument that people that resell or retail like I do are flippers because we get them for $5.75 sent to our house for $6.50. And if we sell them to you for any more than that, and in their website, a penny more for retail, it's flipping. So you can make the case that if somebody makes $1.50 off of it, they're flipping a pop. So get over it. Probably piss a lot of people off, but I'm not here to try and single people out and ruin their lives over $110. And a lot of people go on there and you hear these same sob stories all the time with not being able to get a pop. Oh, I couldn't get this. Oh, I couldn't get that. Oh, it's the only pop I ever wanted. It's all this. And sometimes those are genuine. But I know a lot of people that put those posts out there for attention, get pops, and then sell them. I created the Pop Collectors Alliance to help people out, and I'm doing that. Do I know I'm going to sell to flippers? Unfortunately, that's the case. And if it happens, it happens. I don't care. I don't judge people for what they do. You give or you help people out without judging. And if people need money, if they need to do whatever they need to do. People pay a price for something because it's worth that much. Supply and demand dictate it. If you don't like people flipping, then don't pay eBay prices for it. Be a freaking rational person and not pay $200 for a pop. If they don't sell for $200, then the price is going to come down. And in this case, it just causes a wildfire of discussion. And I know I've gotten a little bit serious here, but it enrages me. And it's something close to what I do because I get accused of being a flipper all the time. Do I buy things from stores? Yeah, I buy things from stores. I supplement my collections of commons. I do not rip people off. I do not sell things to people to hurt them. If I pass by an exclusive in the store and I don't buy it and someone else does, and then I don't sell it to you for a discount at cost plus shipping, then you just missed out on it. All the people that grandstand and say, well, if you just left it in there, you leave it for collectors. If you don't leave it for collectors, it doesn't matter. You're not guaranteeing a collector that's going to get it. I've went on for a little bit of a rant, but I just want to say that this person didn't deserve this. Trevor was banned as an admin because of this and didn't deserve it. And to grandstand, to get up on your soapbox and champion this as you're some King Arthur of the pop community, it's the wrong way to do it. You can contact people and have the common frickin' decency to tell them through a PM that you know what they're doing and you don't feel like it's supposed to happen that way. Not put them on blast in front of 3,000 people and be a ridiculous freaking jerk. And that's all I got to say about that.
Side note, it was Organization 13, Mickey. It bothered me that I got it wrong.
Best segue ever. I don't mean to be that passionate about it, but again, this is something that really affects me. You are in the no flip zone when you enter the Pop Collectors Alliance. You are in the no flip zone. Do I like flippers?
Yes.
Yes, I like them. I have to say that I like some flippers because I've built relationships with some of the people. I don't support what they do. I don't always support them going and buying something for $12 and selling it to somebody for $50. But I have a relationship with some of these people. They're my friends. Now, I don't support what they do, and this podcast is dedicated to combating what they do. That's why I put information out there. But it doesn't mean I have to put them on blast. It doesn't mean I have to hate them. Everybody has their reason for making money. People scalp things. One thing I'm pissed off, I wanted to get my wife freaking Harry Potter 12 Days of Socks from Target. I wanted to get it. I can't get it. I can't get it because people are waiting at the store to buy them. Good for them.
Socks?
Freaking socks. 12 Days of Socks. $15.
Doesn't make sense.
Selling for $75 online, or it was. And people made money on them. More power to you. If you can find a way to do it, I'm not going to pay for it. And you shouldn't either if you don't believe in it. But unfortunately, all those people tend to be hypocrites. They sell things themselves. And just because you're trading it, it doesn't make any difference, bro. Especially if it's an item that you just bought and you bought it for the reason of trading it. Now, I'm not condemning you if you do that. That's your choice. I'm only condemning the hypocrisy of what it represents. And it represents hypocrisy. This is not singling people out who want to trade things. I support you in anything you want to do. If you want to flip, if you want to trade, whatever, trade, flip, whatever you want to call it, I support you in that. Do it. Enjoy yourself. What's it from Parks and Rec?
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Get yourself the money that you need to do what you want to do. I will not buy them from you. And I will also create a podcast that's dedicated to combating you, but I don't hate you. And that's this week's Collector Story of the Week.
Wow. Stuff got deep.
So moving right on to this week's Collector's Corner. There's a lot of stuff this week. And I got it written down on a piece of paper if you couldn't hear me.
Clippity clop.
Paper right here. So this week's Collector's Corner, I've got a lot of stuff to get to. There was a lot of stuff released this week, and I'm just going to go down the list.
I'm preparing to rant about Minecraft.
Okay, I'll save that for last then.
All right.
So Harry Potter. We've got a new Ron and Ginny Weasley on brooms in their Quidditch outfits, their robes, and all that good stuff. They're getting ready to come out. You can pre-order those. I already have at GameStop. now, so I suggest you do that. Best Buy has a Sora. It's exclusive, but you can also go to Best Buy and order that shipped to store. I just found that out today. They will ship it directly to the store if you go to Best Buy and they have it in stock. So you can
order. Is that the same Sora that Toys R Us has?
It's similar. I think they're just different kinds. I get the different outfits.
Okay. I didn't know how similar they were.
Very similar. They both have the sword and his outfit in that action pose. Just different.
Keyblade.
Yeah, the Keyblade. Whatever. Another thing is Rick and Morty Series 2 are hitting shelves this week. So I got mine all pre-ordered from GameStop. I will show you a picture of my pickup today. I actually ThinkGeek, sorry. I got that and a Chase Rock Pop. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, and he's cooking me a Chase Pop. So Spider-Girl and Black Panther, the comic book variants will be at Walgreens at the end of this month and beginning of next month. An exciting announcement from Target is the 8 weeks of Target. Now, I've heard conflicting stories on this, that it'll only be online. And also people have said it's going to be in stores, but I think it's only going to be online. And some of the items they've listed so far are Gizmo Duck, Flocked Bugs Bunny, and Kylo Ren, a holographic version of him. So
Kylo Ren looks cool. I don't like Star Wars, and that looks cool.
I love the holographic pops, dude. I love them.
I only have one.
I think I have. I used to have
Maul, don't you?
I used to have Darth Vader too. Anyways, Rick and Morty Series 3. If you don't know this, check out Hot Top. Well, I guess I don't know if you can see the live stream. We have an image of it on our Pop Collectors Alliance Facebook page. You can check that out there for the Rick in the spaceship ride. They're also coming out with a Rick in the Mad Max episode, the spoof Mad Max episode, where he's in that the buggy. That's going to be a ride that's an exclusive to Hot Topic. I mean GameStop, sorry. And then the Series 3 Rick and Morty Pops are all going to be based on that episode. So you have the sentient arm, Morty, the Fallout, freaking Summer and Rick and all that. So those should be, you can pre-order those now. I already did it, ThinkGeek or GameStop. Overwatch Wave 3, that is coming in 2018. Funko just did that on the Q&A on Twitter. And also Harry Potter movie Moments will be also released in 2018. So more to come from that. And then the very, very last item I have is they're releasing another line of Walking Dead Pops.
Great.
And then I'll hand it over to you, Piper, for our buddies with Minecraft.
Why are there Minecraft Pops, first of all? All right. That is my first question. And why are there so many of them? Second question. Third question. Why aren't they 8-bit Pops?
I know, right?
They are not. Okay, yeah, we get Stranger Thing 8-bit Pops, but we don't get Minecraft Pops that are 8-bit, which are actually 8-bit characters from an 8-bit game.
Exactly. And the crazy thing about that, maybe it's just not it's a licensing issue. Maybe they would only, because it's Microsoft owns that right now.
Yeah, Microsoft owns it.
So maybe they wouldn't license the 8-bit.
How though? Like we'll give you just like blocks. Like this is more blocky. Like we made fun of the Demogorgon chase because it was just a block. No, at least the Demogorgon chase looked like something. These are literally just blocks that they painted.
Yes. And maybe people like Minecraft in that way. I personally, my favorite one, if you haven't seen it, I think Piper, you posted it on the Facebook page, right? Yes. The image is the inflamed skeleton at Target.
All right, that is cool.
That's the coolest one of that whole set. I do like it. My son picked out the GameStop creeper, the blue creeper. He said that's the one he wants to get. So we'll be getting that one as well. But you can check that out.
And what did we say? What did we say about Target? Remember? They have the coolest exclusives.
And that's the coolest exclusive out of that set. So good on you, Target.
Yeah, good on you for getting the best of these crappy Pops.
Now, hopefully half of your employees don't steal it or open it with a box cutter.
No, it's a sword. It's the opening sword they use.
Yeah, the official Target opening sword.
The official sword of opening.
All right, so that does it for us this week at the Pop Collectors Alliance podcast. I want to remind everybody before we go that our first live Cost Plus shipping event is tomorrow, December 17th at 6 p.m. Central Time. If you're hearing this on Monday, Wah, wah, wah. Facebook.com/Pop Collectors Alliance. Our website is popcollectorsalliance.com. I also encourage everybody to listen to all of the podcasts on the Astro Panda Productions network. We are part of that network, and there's a lot of great stuff on there. So check that out at astropandaproductions.com. And then my last plug of the week, Dongle is the band that you heard at the beginning of this episode. They have graciously let us use their song for our intro. We're excited for that. You can see everything about Dongle at dongleband.com. Check out their music there and information on going to shows. They're from the Austin, Texas area.
Make sure you check out the Nerd Life website, nerdlifetx.com. That is my other project that I work on. We cover video games, tabletop, board games, movies, everything else that is slightly nerdy. So head on over there. You can follow us on social media at NerdLifeTX, and you can follow me on Twitter at GWSRancor.
So until next week, my friends, I'm Rick.
I'm Piper.
Happy hunting, everyone.
Bye.